Viewers, you have never seen anything like this in the world. And just remember, anytime you hear a story, look at the facts. If an individual can show you documentation without just word of mouth, then he proves his claim. And that's what I'm here to show you right here. This map right here is going to show, it's a Bronx map. And when I open this map, it's going to show where Kool Herc came from and everywhere he played. And it's going to show you, can you hold this for me, Kool Clyde? This orange spot right here represents Kool Herc. All the places where he played at, his main spots, those orange spots. The pink spots right here represents Grandmaster Flash. Once again, this is a map of the Bronx, of every street and every hidden street on this map. These boxes, these green boxes, is everywhere me and Bambaataa played, and the green represents everywhere that I pickpocket at. Yonkers, Mount Vernon, 4th Street. I used to pickpocket right out here on 4th Street. I have criminal records to show these things. I pickpocket in Queens. I brung hip hop to Queens when the Disco Twins and an Infinity Machine out there with the drug kingpins by the name of Fat Cat, Corley Family, Tony Montana. They wasn't even into drugs at that time in 1975 when I used to pickpocket all up and down Sufton Boulevard, Hillside, 46th Street, over there on Sunnyside in the 7 train. I used to catch the F train to the last stop, which was 79th Street, and pickpocket at the War Bombs. I used to bring hip hop there. Anytime that I got caught pickpocketing, I would be sent to Spofford. And at Spofford in 1974, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, the ruthless guys from these 5 boroughs, they used to walk around with big arms. And they knew how to box real good. And they used to wear their waves to the side. And when you come in here with new sneakers, they will rob you and beat you down. But I was in the martial arts at that time, if you recall earlier in my introduction, that I was going to karate tournaments. And I was kicking their heads off in Spofford, and I became known in Brooklyn and started visiting projects throughout Brooklyn. Bedford-Stuyvesant, Fort Greene, Flatbush, Pink Houses, Red Hook. The most ruthless guys that ever came out of Brooklyn was Eric Tweedy, Vinnie Vance, Puma Lee, Marky Valentine. These guys is name brand, Green Eye Supreme from Queens. I was out there bringing hip hop, and then when I came to the age of 16, I would go to Rikers Island and do 3 months, come home, do 2 months, come home, bringing hip hop to these individuals who didn't have a taste of hip hop, didn't know what it was, never heard of Flash, never heard of Herc, and never even heard of Africa Bambaataa.
So where would you say hip hop started, on the east side or the west side?
Well, as you heard many stories before, individuals will dispute where it came from. I always knew where it came from. It came from my project where my mother was supervisor was, from Bronxdale Projects, which consist of 30 buildings. Each buildings go up to the 7th floor. On each floor is 8 units. Some floors had 9 units. So you figure around 63 apartments in one building, okay? Times 30. That right there will show right there how those individuals, when we brought out the music, you had crowds of people from all over. And they came out to listen to hip hop music that we was bringing in our projects. And that's when hip hop, I always said, had its start, because at that time, nobody knew of hip hop. We was saying, yo, Kool Herc is jamming over there. Yo, the battle of the DJs over there. That's all you heard. It wasn't nothing about no hip hop, not the name, in any form or fashion.
Well, let me ask you, Clyde, where do you think hip hop started?